So it looks like the count of people that are joining is getting up there to close to where we're going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and get started so we don't delay this. And then there might be a few people joining a little later. So what I'm covering today is the Chroma DC power supplies. And I'll be talking about where we use these power supplies, some of the industries that use it, and a lot of the key features on these products that make them more versatile and more useful for our customers. So to get started, we'll see here, hold on, there we go. So we have a large product offering. Chroma offers everything from AC sources, DC sources, DC power supplies, power meters, uh, electrical safety testing, component testing, as well as fully integrated test equipment for a ton of different power conversion related products. And today we're covering the DC power supplies, and we're going to be doing a regular weekly webinar during this time so that we can assist our customers better and keep you guys informed on what we have available for you. So today, as I mentioned, we're going to be covering the industries that use our DC sources and power supplies, some of the applications, the key applications. There's so many, it would be hard to cover everything. And we'll be covering the models that we offer as basic standard power supplies and with some of their unique key features as well. So industries that we cover a wide range, everything from electric vehicle and automotive industry, LED lighting, semiconductor, medical equipment, batteries, fuel cells, aeronautics and defense, energy storage, all of these things where they may have an application to use a DC power supply. We offer a wide range of products that can handle those requirements, even down to small handheld portable devices where we use our sources to fully test their products. So the DC power supplies, most of the people using these are everybody from R&D engineering groups, designers, manufacturing companies, test engineering, test and certification labs, and we have a lot of these units in our universities as well. So anyone really that's developing or manufacturing an electronic device that's powered either from a DC source, a battery, a fuel cell, DC to DC converter, AC/DC power supplies, our units can be used in place of those devices to test and verify all the different variations in the input voltage to their devices that drive their units. So we have 4 families of products, and they range anywhere from 30 volts all the way up to 1800 volts DC. We have current ranges from 8 amps down to up to 2000 amps. So you can see the versatility and the wide range that we offer. Power levels starting at 100 watts and going all the way up to 15 kilowatts. Paralleling, we can do paralleling all the way up to 1.5 megawatts. So we've got you covered. We got the product to do it for you. This is these are the 5. It's actually 4 overview products. The 62000H has an S version of that product, which extends the voltage range, and we'll get into that a little more. Our units are known for accuracy and for great regulation, low noise, and also transient response, and the ability to create and program all these different transient type voltages required for testing your products. The first one I'm going to be covering is our small benchtop unit. This one is a unique little product. It's a great benchtop power supply. I use it a lot in my demo room, and it's perfect for units testing under 100 watts or so, or 100 up to 150 watts maximum. Anything that requires fast transient current driving with fast transient response. This product is perfect for it. This unit has a fast transient response, much less, it goes below 30 microseconds with a 50% load variation. Low noise down to 3 millivolts peak to peak, extreme low noise. It has the programmable sequences for this unit where you can do dynamic changes in the output voltage, programming it from from 0 to full voltage over various times. Parallel and series these units. The nice thing about this little product is it does a great paralleling, which when you parallel the units, either up to 7 products, 7 units, you still get full power, and the units will transition perfectly and act as if it's one power supply. You can also put them in series for higher voltages. The remote sense compensation on this unit is great. It'll compensate for up to 3 volts over a drop of the cable. And it operates both in constant voltage and constant current mode. So it'll either do a constant voltage regulation, or once you reach the current set point, you can set it to where it'll either go into a overcurrent protection and fold back or shut off with a fault condition, or you can also use it in continuous mode where once it reaches the current setting, it will start to operate as a constant current source and regulate the current at that level. It's used in labs, RDs, university, R&D universities, and also we use these in some of our automated test equipment integration systems. Great for testing small devices, onboard devices, onboard electronic for automotive industry. Perfect for simulating low voltage battery requirements. It's also used in mobile device testing. Any mobile device that's powered from a battery, this is a great battery simulation for driving your device. And again, it's a very low noise, fast transient response unit, and good for instrumentation testing, such as in the aircraft instrumentation. So when we talk about fast transient, here's a little example of it. I mean, we're looking at a 17.1 microsecond response time, and it recovers within 15 millivolts of the nominal voltage within that period of time. So this one is done with a step current change of 50% load. The unit's rated for 7 amps. We stepped it from 7 amps to 3.5 amps, or from 3.5 up to 7 amps. And with that, we're getting response times much below the 30 microsecond spec that we put on this unit. The low noise and ripple over a 20 megahertz bandwidth, we're seeing the very low noise, 1.18 millivolts peak to peak in this particular application, and we spec it below 3 millivolts peak to peak. It has an extended voltage and current range. We call this our extended power, or continuous power. A lot of power supplies are based on maximum power is rated for the maximum output voltage the unit can deliver at the maximum current it can deliver, and that's shown here in the chart in that gray area. A 40 volt, 3.75 watt, 150 watt, 3.75 amp, 150 watt power supply. At 40 volts, 3.75 amps, you get your full 150 watts. But anything below that voltage or current, you wouldn't be able to maintain that full power. What Chroma does is we extend our voltage and current ranges up into the blue areas that you see here. That allows you to still maintain that 150 watt full power, even though you may go above the voltage or above the current rating of a standard product. So it's great, makes it more versatile, can eliminate the need for multiple power supplies. So this gives you the programmability also, and also this wider range. Programmability for this unit is great. It gives you up to 8 sequences. Each one can be programmed in 500 millisecond steps. You can set these units at different ramp rates, and you can also do it over different periods of time. We already talked about these units can be paralleled, so you can parallel up to 7 units. With 7 units, you can get up to 49 amps of maximum current, and with 4 units in series, you can get up to 240 volts DC max. The next product that we offer is it's a product that we've offered for a while. It's a greatly received out there. There's thousands of these in the field, and one of our most popular DC power supplies. We have 12 different models within this family of products, all fully programmable, ranging from 600 watts up to 5 kilowatts, voltage ranging from 30 volts all the way up to 600 volts. That the unit has a wide operating envelope, just like I mentioned on the smaller unit, which gives you a more versatile output that'll maintain full power, even though you're not limited to maximum voltage, maximum current at one point. This gives you the wider range. So as your voltage is wider range and your current is wider range, even at different settings, you'll still be able to maintain that full power. 10 programmable up to 100 sequences, sequence time ranging from 5 milliseconds up to 10,000 seconds. So this is an incredibly versatile power supply when it comes to programming various types of transients. Voltage and current slew rate control. For the voltage slew rate, it's 10 volts per millisecond. The current slew rate depends on which model you're looking at, anywhere from 1 amp per millisecond all the way up to 10 amps per millisecond. The embedded controls in this unit for the automotive industry, for the ISO 16750. If you're not familiar with that, I have another slide on it. We'll talk about that a little more. It's parallelable, very easy to parallel, single communication cable between the units for either parallel or series operation. Easy to configure and set up, and once they're set up, the unit operates as if it's just one unit and works perfectly. Precision voltage and current measurements, and again, this is used a lot in research and development in various labs and certification labs, and of course in production environment testing for manufacturing. The products that we talked about, the parallel and serial, this gives you an idea what we can do with those. When you're paralleling the units, we can reach currents all the way up to 600 amps. And when you're putting them in series, we can reach voltages all the way up to 800 volts. Again, 600 to 5 kilowatts and paralleling of up to 5 units or series. The unit ratings are down there below. This gives you an idea of the different models that we offer. And this is, again, I covered this already, so we'll go through this fairly quickly, but this is what we refer to as our wide voltage and current range at maximum power. So again, just to reemphasize, if you're looking at a standard power supply, you'll often they're rated based on maximum voltage, maximum current, and that is their maximum power. With our unit, we extend the voltage and extend the current range to give you more maximum power points along that curve. So whether you're high voltage, low current, or if you're low voltage, high current, you're still going to get that full power rating of the unit. So in the case of the standard 40 volt, 30 amp, 1200 watt, 1.2 kilowatt power supply, you'll see that that's the only place you're going to get the full power. If you lower the voltage or lower the current, you're going to get less power out of the unit. Our unit at 20 volts, 60 amps, you still get the 1.2 kilowatts. All the way up to 80 volts, 15 amps, you still get 1.2 kilowatts. So it's a wide range of voltage and current to maintain and give you a wider, more continuous power. We also offer something, it's a general user interface. We refer to them as our soft panels. It's a standalone LabVIEW executable that will give you full control of the unit. In this case, for the 62000P, you can control up to 10 units simultaneously, independently, and you can use USB, Ethernet, GPIB, or RS-232 to control it. It gives you the ability to save and record data as well as store all of your settings for the tests that you're going to be running. And right next to it here on the right-hand side is the programmable sequences. It's a great tool. It has list mode and step mode. List mode is individual sequences that can be ran sequentially and automated triggering, or you can set different types of triggers to independently trigger it over time. And it'll give you variations from down to 5 milliseconds all the way up to over 10, I think 10,000 seconds. So with a wide range of programmable timing, as well as you can program various slew rates for the rise times and the dwell time. So again, 10 units at a time can be controlled. You can share this program with multiple units, and it's used a lot in the industry for doing any type of variation and transients inputs to verify any type of device, whether it's a voltage regulated module, a DC to DC converter, even DC motors. We can also do testing with just about any kind of electronic device, from cell phones all the way up to some higher power conversion units that require a DC input. The other feature on this one is it gives you the ability to test the ISO 16750-2. If you're not familiar with that, this is an automotive industry that tests onboard electronic devices that will control the input voltage and simulate a lot of variations that might occur in a normal automotive condition on a car or electric vehicle also. And this is one of those things. In this case, it would be on a normal internal combustion engine type car that has a starting profile. So the voltage on the left here is a profile of what might look like a starting profile for an internal combustion engine. So when you crank up the unit, the motor with the starter motor, your battery voltage is going to drop. You're going to see some variations as the current changes, and then eventually, once the motor starts, you'll switch back to running off the alternator. So there's also resets. This is the one on the right, shows a reset profile. It pulses at different times and at different voltage levels to see at what point devices in your car, whether it's your GPS, your entertainment system, onboard computers, even lighting and instrumentation panels. So anything that requires a DC voltage to drive it on your vehicle, this would be a test where you would confirm at what voltage level, at what condition that might cause a reset or a dropout or a turn off of your device. And so this is one of those. These are predefined standards. There's a lot of these. This is not the only one. This is more of an international standard for ISO, but there's also the BMW GS 95024, which is very similar. Volkswagen has a similar one. So there's a lot of them, a lot of these out there. And this gives you the capability of not only controlling and setting it up per the standard, but you can also do your own user-defined variations of this for testing a wide range of operation on your car components, electronic components. The 62000H, this is a product that has been greatly received in the market. This product gives us a wide range, 5 kilowatts up to 15 kilowatts. These can be paralleled all the way up to 1.5 megawatts, and they have a wide range, 150 volt, 600 volt, 1200 volt, and 1800 volt DC output capability. High density, the unit is packed into a 3U high package all the way up to 15 kilowatts. It has a lot of features similar to the 62000P for programming for variations for the automotive industry, but it also, in the S version of this unit, which is an extended version of the H series, The S stands for solar. It's a solar array simulator. We'll get into that a little more. And it has faster transient response capability for meeting the requirements of solar array simulation. Again, there's more detail on that, which I'll share with you in a couple of slides coming up. It also offers Ethernet, USB, RS-232, and RS-485 input capability. And we also have analog control. We refer to it as APG control. With that, these can also be used for hardware in a loop or power hardware in a loop requirements. So they have a very fast, low latency time from the time you inject the analog control to the output variation. So great unit, very versatile, again, used in a wide variety of different applications. And if you want more information on any of these, please contact us. At the end, you'll see contact information where you can jump on and either contact me directly or you can go through our sales group. So one of the things that is remarkable on the S version of the 62000H is its ability to simulate a solar array panel or solar panel. And if you're not familiar with solar output of a solar panel has a non-regulated output. So it's going to give you a DC current that develops a voltage across the shunt resistance, equivalent shunt resistance of the device. And it's also limits the current based on what we call the series resistance. There's figure 1 shows a little equivalent circuit of what the response of a solar panel looks like. And there's variations in solar panels based on different manufacturing types, monocrystalline, polycrystalline, thin film. There's much more than that now. They've come up with so many different variations. The other things that affect the output capability of this is temperature, ambient temperature, and also there's been a lot of study done by a lot of the national labs. Sandia National Lab has done an incredible job with defining the characteristics of a solar array. Also in Europe, it's done with the EN 50530 standard. In China, there's a CGC standard for it. We've incorporated the algorithms that do the characterization of the voltage and current output from a solar panel and converted that into what we refer to as a IV, current and voltage, or power and voltage curve. And so these are embedded in the firmware in our S version of the 62000H power supplies. The curve over here that we're showing, that shows you your maximum power point as well as your open circuit current, open circuit voltage and short circuit current. These are key elements that determine the output capability of the solar panel. Of course, a radiation level from the sun is the big major reason that you get full power or less power. We've offered this with a software or a soft panel. It's another general user interface. And with this, we can visually display the power curve and the IV curve for the unit. And the red dot you see is based on when you're testing a photovoltaic inverter that's used with to convert the DC energy from DC power from the solar panel to a AC power that can be either standalone or grid tied back to the grid. And what we do is we can track how well that inverter input for the PV inverter stays within maximum power point. And there's a very unique internal circuit in the PV inverters that does what's called maximum power point tracking. And what it does, it will try to determine the maximum power from the solar panel at any given time and make sure that it can maintain that output to the grid or to whatever load it's driving. There's other things that are simulated within this software. One of it is the ability to simulate shadows, a cloud covering, a tree, a shadow, just a different angle of the sun. So we can simulate that with this software. It's a great tool. It's something that's used for testing PV inverters. We can also do dynamic changes within that. So as over the course of a day, the irradiation level of the sun shining onto the solar panel will give you different power levels. So we can control and do dynamically multiple levels based on different irradiation levels, different temperatures, and with different types of solar cells used to bake the solar panels. And so with this, you can do dynamic testing, and while you're doing it, you can capture the efficiency of the PV inverter, how quickly it can respond to a change in the input power, and how well it can maintain that maximum power. Great tool for doing that type of testing. The other products that we offer, this is a 62,000B series. This unit's been around for a while. It's a great product. It has, it's intended for long duration testing, life testing, or burn-in testing as it's referred to on some products. It can be operated 24/7, meaning that you can operate it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These are modular units, and they're N+1 redundant, meaning that you can get the power within the range, and you can have one extra unit to compensate in case there's any issues where one unit needs to be extracted or repaired. In the condition where over long durations, if anything happens to occur, these units are hot swappable, meaning that you can extract the unit while all the units are still operating without interrupting the power to your device under test. You can take it out and plug a new unit in, take it out, service it, or plug it back in without any interruption at all. So these units also operate in constant voltage and constant current. They also have overcurrent protection modes, and they're used greatly in what we refer to as life testing and burn-in testing for DC to DC converters or micro inverters that have a DC input. And telecom power, 48 volts, distributed power, a lot of DC to DC converters in the distributed power. So perfect for those kinds of tests. It can also be used, we use it in one of our battery discharge power source for within one of our some of our battery testers. It's also used in plating processes. We'll show you some slides on that as well. So 1 to 150 volt range, there's a total of 5 different types of modules, current all the way up to 2,000 amps. Each module is rated for 1.5 kilowatts. You can go all the way up to 120 kilowatts per system. We can actually extend that with some customization. N+1 redundancy, hot swappable, we already covered that. Ideal system for burn-in life testing, etc. Low voltage, low current ripple down to less than 1% full current. Power factor on these units are great. So it's a clean distribution of power from your grid to your device under test. Remote sense up to 3 volts maximum with minimum line loss compensation, and has various types of controls, including remote on off. It has a CAN bus interface for very stable communication. CAN bus is known for being highly immune to various types of noise, and so it's a great device used in a variety of different atmospheres and locations within your facilities. So I think I already covered this, but we'll run through it real quickly. Burn-in life, DC to DC, voltage regulator modules, inverters, telecom. It even uses it for fan products. We have customers using this to test their fans. The DC fans that you see, the small muffin fans, some of the small squirrel cage blowers that go into all the, so many different devices. And these can be tested, live tested, or burn-in tested. Some of them are tested on a 24-hour or 8-hour period, and some are tested for live testing to confirm, the MTTR, MTBF on the products. Plating for this unit, printed circuit boards, plating of the printed circuit board material, SMD, surface mount components, plating on the contact tabs, electrodes, anything from capacitors to batteries, and also copper plating used for uh, electro you know what? I'm just going to let you read that one because I have trouble pronouncing that. But for electrolysis and electrolytic etching, we have applications for that too. We've got a great application. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about aviation controls and using the power for variations of aviation. Battery cell charge power, we've got an application for that, and we use it with some of our battery test equipment as well, which we'll be covering battery test equipment in one of the next webinar that we'll be doing here in the future. Automotive wise, we use it for fuse testing, circuit breaker testing, everything from switches, relays, wires, various component testing. But because of the high voltage, the low voltage, high current capability of this unit, it's perfect for these. And we still can go all the way up to 150 volts. It also has software available, general user interface. Again, you can control multiple units. You can control up to 10 units maximum, each one with different voltages and with different loading. It'll monitor and read all your voltage, current, power, let you know if you're operating in constant voltage or constant current mode, and you can turn them on and off independently and set the voltages independently. One of my favorite applications for this power supply is the old Mighty 8 Air Force Museum in Savannah, Georgia. This is something that we supported, and I think it's a great group of people down there. We supplied them with our B series power supplies, and they physically mounted it in an old service cart that would be normally used with this type of airplane, the B-17s. There's a whole history about it. I'd highly recommend you go on and look at the Mighty 8 Air Force Museum. Some great information about this particular plane. But what we do is we supply power to them so that they can power up their turrets, their lighting, their radio room. They can even power the flaps and the wing, along the wings, landing lights, interior lighting. So they, when they power this unit up, it's amazing to see. The thing lights up, it comes alive, the flaps, the turrets turn, and it's just amazing to watch this thing in operation. So because we can parallel these units up, each mainframe can be paralleled. We can go above and beyond by using our control supervisory unit. This just shows a few different versions of it, up to 45 kilowatts, but as I mentioned, we can go up to 120 kilowatts. We can also go greater than 2,000 amps with some customization. So if you have high current, high power, life type testing or long-term testing or anything in that range, give us a call. Let us give you some more information on the 62,000B family of products. We talked about the ability to do the different types of plating. Here's just a run through of those types of plating. There's gold, nickel, silver processes, low voltage, relatively high current. SMD components, again, lower voltages, higher currents for plating. Printing circuit board, very low voltage, 6 volts, maybe below, all the way up to 2,000 amps. And then copper plating gets you all the way up as high as 6,600 amps, 10 to 30 volts. So we support these particular types of plating processes with the B series. And again, it's a 24/7 type operation and +1 redundant and hot swappable. This is another place we use it, is in our battery charge discharge formation equipment for battery cells. And so we use our B series specifically for that because of their high current capability and their regulation and low ripple and low noise output capability on these units, and the programmability of it as well. So that was kind of a quick run through of the DC power supplies that we offer. So I'm going to open it up now to everybody to let you ask some questions. I noticed some people have already come in on chat. Where can I download the GUI? The general user interface, I noticed one of our chat, he asking about where you can download the general user interface. The general user interface is an option that we can sell to you. If you need it, let us know. You can contact our sales team at sales@chromausa.com or give us a call, direct number 949-600-6400. If you have any questions that I can support or help you with, feel free to use mine. I've got my email address pulled up here on this screen, so feel free to jump in there as well.
Hi, Larry. Would you be able to share this presentation? Could you email it to me or the group?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we condense it to a PDF file, and we can definitely send it out via email. It's small enough in a PDF version that we can send it out via email. So absolutely, yeah, anyone wanting this, please let us know. All of our sales team out there, we have so many great regional sales managers all over the US and Canada and covering, you know, all of North America. So feel free to let us know. Either send me an email or our sales team an email. They'll be able to get you a copy of it.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Any other questions out there? You know, let me unmute. So I unmuted everybody. That probably was not a good thing to do. So what I'll do is so I'm going to mute. Yeah, I think I made him. Yeah. One thing you never do is you never unmute everybody. So I apologize. I'm trying to figure out how to go back to muting all here. There we go. All right. Yeah, this is fun. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. I'll give you the ability to unmute, but another way to do it is to go to the chat room and just type in your question. I'll be happy to answer it for you. We'll stay on for a little bit longer. I don't see too many people on chat right now, but feel free to log in to jump in on the chat. If you have trouble finding the chat, let me know. I can direct you to where that is. One thing I've noticed about everybody working from home, by the way, I just want to reach out and let everybody know, you know, we're there with you. A lot of us are working from home. Our hopes and prayers and wishes go out to everybody regarding the situation we're in with the coronavirus right now. So we wish you all the best, and our prayers go out to you as well. And we just want you to know that we're all in this together, and we want to support you any way we can. So if you're working from home, you need more information on any of our products or any support, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you. So it looks like we're getting a few more. Let's see, is the 62,000 series applicable as a power source for motor control? It depends on the motor control, of course, and we have such a wide variety of products. So this is from Jesse Beaker, I believe. And his question was, is the 62,000 series capable of being a power source for motor control? We can drive a motor controller to drive a DC power supply, to drive a DC motor. Some DC motors we can do definitely. It just depends on the power rating, the horsepower, or the surge current rating on the unit. But feel free to let us know your particular worst case requirements, and I'm sure we can handle most of everybody's needs when it comes to DC motor controlling. So we can, like we said, we can vary the voltage, we can pulse the voltage. So some of those applications work well with DC motors. So it just depends on the motor, depends on the power rating of the motor, but feel free to let us know, Jesse, give us any particulars. You can send me an email to larrys@chromausa.com, and I'll be happy to respond to specifics on for you. Jim Fowler, he's asking, came in late to your presentation. Can your power supply have voltage waveforms added to the DC level using the Automotive LV123? Actually, it can. We can support the LV123. And yes, we can do DC level changes in the programming. So if you need more information on that, Jim, send me an email and I'll be able to give you the details on what we do for LV123. But that's a great standard. It's typically supported with our H series power supplies. Sylvain, Robert Sylvain, you're asking to drive the DC source, first one you presented by analog voltage. No, sadly, the smaller unit, the little benchtop unit does not, but all of our other products do have analog control. That one, the benchtop unit doesn't have it at this time. Alejandro, thank you very much. Alejandro said best wishes to everyone and be brave and be strong. Thank you, Alejandro. You too. Thank you for your inputs. People, you've been very great, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our customers. So we appreciate you more than we can explain, and we want only the best for all of you. So please take care. Feel free to contact us. Got another one here. Is there any amplitude or frequency limit on voltage ripples that the 63,000 can handle? So the 63,000 is our loads, and those the amplitude frequency limitations vary based on the different products. We have a wide range of DC loads products. So send me an email, Milan, and I'll be happy to respond to that one specifically with the proper load that would work for you regarding your amplitude and frequency limits. Looks like we've got one or two more logging in to chat. Don't see anything specific. Just to let you know that those of you, there's still a lot of you still on board, and thank you for that. One thing I forgot to mention is we can do live web demonstrations of our product to you. We can even do live training for you with our product. So if you receive a product and you don't want to have to go through the entire 120 pages of user manual, we'd be happy to set up something to help train you on the new equipment when you receive it, or to give you prior to purchasing, we can give you some demonstrations on the equipment as well. Looks like I don't have any additional chats coming in. Looks like they're all pretty much off of it. Gary Mara just came in, said thank you, stay healthy. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. We're doing all the right things here. I gotta give kudos to our management staff here at Chroma. They've done an excellent job keeping us safe, protecting us, giving us a clean working environment, everything that's needed to keep us safe. So great group of people here. I truly enjoy working with every one of the people in the group. A lot of them are working from home now, so God bless all of you out there. Appreciate it, and stay safe. I don't see any new questions popping up, so based on that, I think we're going to go ahead and start logging off. Unless I'll stay on a couple minutes. Let me know if there's anything specific, if you have any additional questions. Give you a little history. I'm an old guy. I've been around for a while. I used to work for a company that manufactured power supplies, and we used the Chroma test systems back then and their loads. And I was always amazed at the reliability and the programmability of all the devices that we purchased from Chroma back in the as early as back in the late 1980s. We were using a lot of their products then, and they've continued to improve it, and they've continued to add so many more applications by embedding firmware into the product to make it operate faster and to do what our customers are letting us know they need. Meeting customers' needs is one of the most important things a company can do. So our R&D group listens very closely to what our customers are asking and needing, and they're doing a great job responding with new products. And we're going to be getting into some new products this year that we're looking forward to announcing and sharing it with all of you through webinars or in person in the future once we get over and beyond this coronavirus. So I think based on that, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting, but feel free to contact our sales team, which are more localized to your areas. If you reach out to sales, S-A-L-E-S, at chromausa.com, they'll direct you to your closest regional sales manager. These guys do a phenomenal job reaching out and keeping in touch with all of our customers. And then you can always reach me at Larry S. at Chroma USA. I love hearing from you guys. I'm amazed at how many different ways you come up with to use all of our test equipment, and we love supporting you. So thank you all again, and be safe, take care, and we'll see you again soon.